My weekend was pretty awesome. I kind of celebrated Halloween again. Me and 20 other people, my family and a few friends, we went to the Headless Horseman in Kingston, New York. It was a drive, but it was so worth it. I do that every year since I was a kid, and yeah, it really reminds me of the movie Halloween Town from Disney Channel. It's like this whole little village and everything's like Halloween. There's Halloween stores and they scare you, of course, and they got me a few times. They were like, rah! But yeah, anyways, that was my weekend. Hopefully you had a great weekend as well. And today I just want to share with you all my fitness tips and diet tips that I wish I knew last year. So basically everything put together, what I think is the most helpful for somebody starting out. So I hope you guys enjoy. I feel like I already talked too much, so I don't want to talk too much and ramble, and then yeah. Okay, let's get into it. Bye guys! First, I want to start with the most important tip. So instead of saving it for last, we're going to open with just the best thing that you can do for yourself, the best thing that I ever did for myself with how I look, how I feel, and that's the diet. If you have a clean diet, you are going to lose weight, you're going to keep a healthy weight, and you're going to feel awesome. Just like, I don't know, like Hercules. Like you're just going to feel so good. I can't stress this enough how important the diet is for everything. So everything that goes into your body does matter when you are trying to lose weight and tone. So the biggest question I always get asked is, what exercises can you do for a flatter stomach? Like what ab routine can you do? Or, what can you do for thinner thighs at the gym? Honestly, it's all about the diet. The diet takes care of everything. The gym is more for toning up, and yeah, you'll burn calories, but it's not going to be a significant amount unless you are doing the diet as well, if that makes sense. So my biggest thing is to stick to something. It doesn't matter what diet you're on. You could be on the Atkins diet. You could be doing Weight Watchers and counting points. You could be doing 5 small meals a day. Anything that you decide to do, just be consistent with it. Think of it as you're like this little seed, this little flower seed, and every day you're watering it to grow a little bit more and more. Once you stop watering it, it's not going to grow. And maybe you were like this close to getting to your goal, and you just stop doing it. So I think that's people's biggest problem, is that they'll start something and they'll go really strong for a while, and then they're not seeing the results that they want quick enough, so then they stop. So you just want to stick to something. If you're sitting there and you're like, I don't really know what diet I want to be on, I don't know if I should be counting my macros, my calories, the best thing that you could do in the beginning is just swap the bad things you're eating with good things. So if you have chips during the day, don't have them. Maybe have vegetables, or if you have a piece of cake at night, have fruit. Just swap whatever you're eating that's bad, and then before you know it, you're going to be looking into more healthier options, and you can go from there. So just start with what you're eating now, maybe even write it down and see, during the day, when are you more tempted to eat something with lots of sugar? Are you like a morning person where you're going to have coffee and a donut? See where your weakness is, and if you could swap it for something healthier, and right there, that's going to be really significant to you. Okay, so tip number 2 is just a great piece of advice that I got when I was in college, and I was sleeping all day, and I really wasn't doing much with my life, and I wasn't doing well in school, and you guys heard this story a million times, but I'm telling you for 1,000,001 times that waking up early is so important. Do I have a hair in my eye? I think I do. Okay. I have so many reasons why waking up early is so important. The first is you get on a better sleeping and eating schedule. So it's very important to do things consistently when you are trying to lose weight. So if some days you're sleeping till 12 and then some days you're waking up at 6 a.m., your body's going to be like, what the heck? And on days that you're sleeping really late, aren't you so tempted to just eat the entire refrigerator when you wake up? You're just like, give me food, because your body's been hungry this whole time that you're sleeping. So I noticed that for me, I have to wake up the same day every single day, even on the weekends, for me to be on a consistent schedule with sleeping and eating. I'm one of those people that I could toss and turn all night. So once I started waking up early, my sleep schedule was amazing. I sleep like this little baby now because, I'm waking up early, so I get more tired. So the first thing is, if you're waking up early, you're going to be on the same eating and sleeping schedule. So that's super important. You want to have breakfast around the same time every single day, lunch, dinner, you guys get it. That's just one example. Another one is that if you wake up early, you can have time to go to the gym before work. You could have time to sit down and have a nice healthy breakfast. You're not rushing around, and then, if you're rushing, that's a time that you're going to make a bad choice. And you might just say, you know what, let me just go through the drive-thru and get coffee and a donut. Or, let me just get pancakes or something. that's not really like on the go, but you know what I'm saying. Like, if you are in a rush and you feel like, oh my god, everything's coming at me, you're probably not going to make the best healthy choice that you can. And you'll get used to it. You know, if you're somebody that wakes up late every single day and you just try this, you know, a couple times a week, you're going to get used to it. And it's not going to be like, I hate morning. Okay, so my third tip is the working out portion of your fitness journey. So this is so important. I know that I said eating is so important, but so is working out. The two together, you're going to see results faster than if you were to just be on a diet or just work out. If you put them together, it's just a match made in heaven, because the diet is going to help you lose the weight, and then the workout is going to help you tone up and build muscle. So that's why I love it. And it's just a nice time to just like clear my head. I don't think about anything when I'm at the gym. It's just completely blank. Like, I just listen to music. So I will put my week at the gym. Like, I actually have set days of what I do at the gym in this video. So you can click on that and you can see what I do. But I recommend doing something similar. If you actually break it up and you say, okay, Monday I'll do cardio, Tuesday I'll lift weights, Wednesday I'll take a class. If you do it like that, it's exciting. You know, switching it up, it keeps things like spicy and it keeps it fun and exciting. And at the same time, it's like I still know what I'm going to be doing. Like, I know Tuesday I'm going to body attack, and I know Saturday I'm doing squats. You know, when I was in college, we didn't have classes at the gym and we didn't have a lot of weights, so my only option was to either do the Stairmaster, the treadmill, or the elliptical. So a lot of times I would just skip because I would feel like, you know what, I can't sit there on the elliptical doing this for an hour. Like, that's not going to happen. Like, I will get so bored and I would run out of music to listen to and I just would never go. But now I have my set days. You know, I lift weights certain days. I do cardio certain days. I love classes. You guys know this. I love the energy of a class. If your gym, you know, has classes, definitely take advantage of that. Or I know that there are gyms that just do classes, so definitely take advantage of that. It works for me. I think that it could work for you. And it also teaches you proper form as well. Okay, so my fourth tip is all about water and the importance of water and why you want that in your diet. So just in general, it's a good thing to drink a lot of water. I wasn't the type of person to drink a lot of water though, because I just didn't like it. I would always say, like, it tastes like nothing. And the only time I would drink it would be at the gym. That would be the only time it would like taste good to me, and I'd be like, yes, give me all the water after I just sweat so much. So that would be the only time I would drink water. Okay, so we already know that water is good for us and that we do need water in our diet. But something that I didn't know was that water helps flush out the water weight that we have. And a good way to kind of know if you have a lot of excess water weight is you seem puffy in your stomach area, and it kind of just looks like, well, people told me I looked like I was pregnant. I mean, I don't know any other nicer way to say it, but people would just be like, oh, your before pictures, you look like you were pregnant. And it was just, I had a lot of water weight. I didn't drink a lot of water. And if you have a lot of water weight, it's probably because you are dehydrated, you're not drinking enough water, and your body is holding on to the water that it does have, making you look more bloated and puffy and, I guess, pregnant in my case. So if you are drinking water throughout the day, you can help that puffiness and looking bloated. And that's just something you could do right now. Like, you could just start drinking more water now. And I kind of wish that I did that last year. I was all over the place. I would drink diet sodas and I would really never have water. So now, even though I do have a cup of coffee in the morning, I still have not stopped that. I don't think I'll ever stop that. I look forward to my morning cup of coffee. I do try to have a water bottle right after that because coffee does dehydrate you. So I do have water all throughout the day. You know, I always bring a purse that can fit a water bottle. And if I am going to the gym, I'll pack 2. That way, you know, I never feel thirsty. Another thing that water does for us that I think people overlook, and they get into all these, you know, supplements and these teas and stuff, but they could just, you know, go into their own house and get water and not have to spend money on all these things. But it suppresses your appetite. So, you know, people buy these teas and these supplements to suppress their appetite. But, you know, water already does that. So if you are drinking water, it will help you feel more full and less hungry and less like you need to snack. So last but not least is all about motivating and my tips for motivation. I know that's the biggest thing when it comes to dieting and exercise, and pretty much the biggest question I always get asked is, you know, how do you stay motivated? And, you know, it really is a good question, and it really is important because without motivation, none of the other stuff matters, because it takes your body, like your physical body, to put yourself in the car and go to the gym, and it takes your body to eat the right things, you know. you could just say, you could put it down in your planner and say, I'm going to eat healthy today, I'm going to go to the gym today. But if you lack the motivation, then you're not going to do it, and you're going to say, what's the point? I think a big thing for especially new people starting out their whole journey is focus on what you do have. Focus on what you know and be confident about it, and don't think about anything else. Don't focus on the fact that you don't like your stomach. If you don't like your stomach, don't sit there all day, every day, and, take pictures and be like, I need to work out because I'm fat and this and that. You want to stick to positive reinforcement, and I think that that's such a huge thing. You don't want to body shame yourself, and you don't want to focus on the bad, because then you're only going to see the bad. And you're not going to want to go because you're going to feel like your goal is so far away and, you're not making any improvement. So my big thing is focus on the good, There's all things that we want to change about ourselves. There's all things that, I still go to the gym for, and I'm like, you know what, I want to work on this, this, and that, but I don't sit there and say, oh, I hate this about myself, I hate this about myself. That's not motivating. I have big thighs. Who cares? They're juicy. I like that. I'm not like this stick skinny person. I'm a toned person, and I have curves, and I'm proud of that. And that keeps me motivated because I feel confident. I love who I am. I love my body, and I like going to the gym, and I like wearing gym clothes, and I like that every time I go to the gym, I'm putting up more weight, and I like that I feel empowered there, and when I leave, I'm like, I did that. Yeah, that was me. I did that. It makes me feel good, and I want you to feel good, and I don't want you to be focusing on the bad stuff and the stuff that you don't have, because guess what? Diets work. If you stick to something, it'll work. You're willing to work for it, and it's important to you, you will lose the weight. I promise that. I know that to be true, because I did it. So I know that if I could do it, you could do it. Anybody could do it. We all could do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If there's any tips that you want to share with everyone, please comment down below. I've seen a few of you guys help each other out with different things, and I think that is a beautiful thing. There's nothing better than that, especially my subscribers becoming friends. What? Then we're all friends. That is the best thing that could happen on my channel. So definitely share anything that you find to be helpful. Share it in the comments down below, because you never know who you're inspiring and who you're helping. Tell someone something kind today, and encourage somebody else, because you never know how unmotivated somebody's feeling, and maybe you just telling them something positive will just light up their world and just help them so much. So yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!